Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next show on the Ask Fred Lam. Now, sorry, my apology for being a little bit late. I was actually 2 minutes late, but the only reason why is that because I was actually stuck in traffic and I was in a meeting that really needs me to be there because of a family member. So, my apology for being late. And with that, I just want to see in the question box. Wow, we got a lot of people here right now waiting for us sitting here. So write in the question box if you guys are on GoToWebinar. Tell me exactly where you guys are from and just say a big hello to me and make sure that you guys can actually see me right now. All right, I got David from California, Frank from Florida, Isidore from Toronto, Patricia from New Zealand. Man, I would love to visit New Zealand one day. Emma from Toronto. Oh, I got Michael from Japan. I got Erlinda from Vancouver, Malaysia, Australia, Brooklyn, Kentucky. I got Texas, Colorado, Idaho. Wow, I got a lot of people here right now. And I got Damien from Stony Point, New York. Amazing. All right, so today is going to be something very, very interesting. And I believe that a lot of you guys are basically wanting to know and really basically are here today because I sent you guys an email to discuss about the 7 highly effective Facebook advertising strategies for your business. Now, these 7 methods, these strategies doesn't just apply to e-commerce. It applies to e-commerce, digital publishing, local businesses, services that you run, anything that you really, really run. And on top of that, these 7 strategies are things that we look at our companies, in all my companies, to making sure that we are on top of things and to ensure the fact that we know for a fact that we are having a direct ROI from our advertising campaign. So with that, put a 1 in the question box if you guys are excited to hear these 7 effective methods or strategies that we've been using. That really makes a big difference in our Facebook advertising campaigns. Wow, I got a lot of people giving me a 1, and I got Graham saying very, very excited. All right. All right, got a lot of people giving me pouring in 1s right now. So let's start with the 7 different methods first, okay? The first method is, again, choosing the right objective. Last week in our show, we talked about the 11 marketing objectives inside Facebook. But for you as an advertiser and for you as a person that wants a direct response and really make money off of Facebook, you always need to choose the correct conversion. And what I should say, the correct objective. So in reality, you want to actually choose the conversion objective. So you want to make sure that you get off-site clicks and to really translate it into a sale. Now, one of the most important things for you to fully utilize this marketing objective is that you need to make sure that you have your pixels in place, and most importantly, to use the standard events. So what are the standard event? Well, in the standard event, there are basically other parameters on top of your single pixel. You can tell Facebook that if someone hits this page, it is classified as a lead. If someone hits the second page, it's classified as a purchase. Now, for you, if you're not running a Shopify store, you're using another platform, or you're basically running a digital marketing or digital publishing business, you got to make sure that you install your standard conversions correctly, because if you don't have the standard conversions correctly, it will sabotage your campaign. Facebook will not fully understand what you wanted to achieve, and it will not maximize the algorithm that you basically want Facebook to use to optimize your campaign with. Now, one of the things that I would encourage you guys to use is use Google Chrome browser and look for something called the Facebook Pixel Helper. Download that extension, and that will actually tell you all the information and details that you need to know when it comes to understanding if you have installed your pixel correctly. So when it comes to strategy number 1, choose website conversion, but most importantly, make sure that you have your pixels installed correctly, okay? That's like the number 1 thing that you need to make sure when you're advertising on Facebook. Now, tip number 2, what a lot of people do when they're advertising on Facebook is that they do 2 things. And this is really talking about the location targeting, okay? Tip number 2 is about location targeting. So there are 2 types of people that really advertise online, and the setup that they do is actually incorrect. Number 1 is that people just use the default settings and go after advertising with people who are not just in that place, in that country, but people that are traveling in that country at the same time. And I actually got a lot of messages coming through. I need to turn off my iMessages because it's actually doing all those things. All right. So, okay, going to location. So when it comes to location, you want to actually choose people who live in that location. Okay. It makes a big difference because let's say that I'm not let's say that. Let's say for an example, when I travel into the US and if an advertiser actually uses the default setting, when I'm in US, I'm going to see your ad. But I'm traveling in the US and the chances are for me to actually go through your sales funnel to buy a product from you is very slim. And I should say I actually never bought products online or even go through a sales funnel when I'm traveling. Let alone if you need someone to actually go to a webinar, people are not going to go to a webinar when they are traveling, right? So you want to make sure that in the title, you want to basically go after people who live in that location. It makes a big difference, a very, very big difference. Now, the second thing when it comes to location targeting is that people add in more than one country at a time. So when you're going after a specific asset, you're going to go like, okay, well, my ad really fits for everyone that basically speak English. So you target people in the US, in Canada, New Zealand, Australia, UK, all inside one asset. And if you're doing that, you are basically sabotaging your campaign. Why? Because with such a small budget on hand, Facebook will not fully test within all 5 of the countries. You want to actually set different assets for 5 of these different countries so you get precise data and really market correctly to the audience. So when you're running a campaign, it'll be like if you are basically targeting more than one country and you run a country report inside Facebook, you'll see that majority of your traffic is eaten up by one of the 5 countries. So technically, you are basically not testing the right country and having the right data to optimize your data when it comes to Facebook ad. So that's basically tip number 2, okay? Tip number 2 is having the correct location targeting. Now, let's talk about step number 3, okay? Not step number 3, tip number 3, I should say. Tip number 3 is going to be targeting, okay? A lot of people basically go ahead and just go crazy and add in a lot of different keywords into the same ad set targeting. You never want to do that. When it comes to online advertising, you need to make sure you need to micromanage your campaign. So with that, you always want to go after one keyword at a time or flex targeting so you narrow down your audience with another targeting segment. And if you are basically starting out and having a new product into your store or a new sales funnel, what you typically want to do is to make sure, okay, pay attention. You want to make sure that you start with an audience size of around 500,000, okay? Never go over 1 million. The best number to be at is around a quarter million size, all the way to 500,000. That's going to be a precise number for you to actually get enough data and to really narrow the market down even further. Now, I've seen a lot of people that basically add in like 5 or 6 keywords inside the ad set targeting that makes their audience size all the way to like 3-4 million. Well, it's true that if you can get the 3-4 million to convert, you're going to make a lot of money. That's true. However, you don't know exactly which audience is really resonating with your product and that people are buying from your product. So you're basically going out to the market blindfolded, not knowing exactly which targeting is actually generating you the profit. So what you want to do is to split it up and make sure that you go after one keyword targeting per asset. And if you need to flex it down with just one keyword as well, okay? Don't flex down with like multiple keywords. You want to flex it down correctly with just one keyword so you know exactly which market is doing well, which audiences are converting for you, and most importantly, if those people are actually translating to a sale for your campaign. Now, tip number 4. When it comes to tip number 4, obviously I'm telling you guys to use the website conversion. Now, there is something inside Facebook, okay, that is called the conversion window. I know that a lot of people will be like, what the heck is a conversion window? Well, by default, what Facebook really do is that they actually optimize your ads based on a 7-day window. So they would assume that people will actually buy your products after they click on your ad 3 or 4 days or even 7 days later. So with that, when you're doing a 7-day conversion window, you're basically not utilizing Facebook's algorithm like instantly. And majority of the time, people are going to buy your product right off of your ad on day number 1. Like all I can say, out of all the products that I run, from lead, from webinar registration to products, selling tangible products online, the conversion time frame is always within 24 hours. And if you basically change from 7 days into 1 day, Facebook will actually do a rapid test right away and really optimize your ad on a daily basis based on the data on the last 24 hours to fully optimize your campaign. So this strategy is really for you if any one of you are basically trying to find your golden products and start with a $5 per day ad. You want to make sure that you change your conversion window to 1 day. Now, if you're selling a service, let's say you're selling a car, you're selling a cleaning service, you're selling something that is basically over $1,000 or even let's say even $500 or above, then you can actually consider running a 7-day window because people need time to actually make an informed decision on buying that specific product, and it may take them more than 1 single day. But majority of us online, we basically go after the lowest hanging fruit, and we advertise a product that's going to be less than 30 bucks. And if that's the case, you want to exactly go ahead and use 1-day conversion window and fully maximize Facebook's campaign. All right. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is going to be your budget. Okay. So a lot of people are basically saying, well, I have a large budget. I'm going to start going crazy and start advertising right away. Some people even ask me, it's like, Fred, can I even start a ad campaign at $200 a day budget? Well, I simply I'll tell them, yes, you can. But you are going to be in a much riskier position. Why? Because right off the bat, without having any data, without Facebook knowing what is happening, and you put a $200 campaign out there, first of all, that $200 will get depleted within 24 hours. I can guarantee you that. Regardless of how big your audience size is, Facebook will find ways to deplete your $200 budget. So you may be actually getting a very high frequency cap, even a $200 budget. So what a frequency is that you may get people seeing your ad more than 2 or 3 times in 1 single day, and that's going to affect your conversion down the road. Because in frequency, you really want to go after 1.5. That's what the number is going to be. But when it comes to budget, you always want to start with $5. Start no more than $20, okay? $5 to $20. But I would encourage you to start with $5 first. Now, when it comes to the budget, here's the right process on doing it. When you are basically found a campaign that works, you want to increase your budget wisely, okay? There are 2 methods, and I don't want to teach you the riskier method, which is basically treating it like a stock exchange. What you wanted to do as an entrepreneur and as a small business owner, you want to invest your money wisely. So with that, here's what you absolutely want to do. Run a campaign for an ad set for $5 per day, okay? Let it run for 24 hours. And after 24 hours, if your data aligns with my 4-level of optimization and analysis benchmark, which we haven't talked about yet, and we can talk about it next week, you then at that point want to say, okay, in 24 hours, if the data looks right, okay, I would actually run it for another 24 hours. So I would run it for a full 48 hours. So I have 2 full days of data analysis, and I have data telling me if the campaign is going to work or not. After 48 hours, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to increase my budget by doubling it, okay? I'm not going to go from $5 all the way to $100. I would just double it from $5 to $10 after 48 hours. Now, what time I update it is very important as well. You never want to actually increase your budget during the day or during the afternoon. You always want to do it at midnight or very, very early in the morning. The reason why is that when you're running a Facebook ad campaign, Facebook already optimizes your campaign over the 24-hour period based on the budget that you have set. And if you go into your campaign and all of a sudden went from $5 to $10 and you still have 6 hours remaining in your account before it refresh the data for the next day, Facebook will instantly exhaust the money that you have increased the budget of in that very small time window frame. And when that happens, you may be getting your ad shown to people that may not really going to actually respond to your ad, because Facebook is just going to just ram traffic at you. And obviously at that point, you don't want that to happen because you are putting yourself in a very risky position. So during the day, you don't want to increase your budget. You actually want to increase it at around midnight to around 7 a.m. in the morning. Like that is the perfect time to increase your budget. And each time you increase your budget, you want to increase it every 48 hours, okay? Because you want the data to run for at least 48 hours to make sure that the data can sustain, all right? Now, obviously from $5, you run it to $10. And 48 hours later, data looks good. You run from $10 all the way to $20. 48 hours later, data looks good. You run from $40 all the way to $80. So you go up by doubling it or adding just basically $20 on top of it, depending on what you want. So my golden rule is always max double it or minimum increase it by 25% over every 48 hours when the data for the last 2 days is sufficient and it's actually having great data to actually show that it can increase the budget. Now, a lot of times when you increase the budget, people will be like, well, Fred, I'm running my campaign. It's doing really, really well at $10 a day. Then all of a sudden I increased it to $20. My sales flopped. Well, the reason why it flopped is because your $10 per day is going to be your sweet spot for your ad set. In Facebook, Facebook actually categorizes not just advertisers giving them a rating, but they categorize and give a rating for every single user. So when you increase the budget, you are going to go into a much more competitive market and competition within the targeting that you do. So with that, when you're beginning with $5, you may go basically, well, it's a scale from 1 to 10, my apology on that. It's a scale from 1 to 10. And when you are advertising with $5 budget, you're most likely going after people with a rating of 1 to 2. And those are people that are like basically grandma, grandpa, or mom and dad that don't know what they're doing on Facebook and they're not frequently on Facebook. But 10 are people going to be that are always on Facebook, always buying off of Facebook, always reading off of Facebook, etc., etc. So when you start increasing the budget, the user level starts to increase as well. And obviously, the higher the rating the users are, the more expensive it will cost you to actually advertise to those people. So when it comes to the sweet spot, you really need to pay attention to what daily budget is going to drive you the most amount of profits, okay? Let me repeat that. What daily budget is going to drive you the most profit? And that's the ultimate thing that really put you in a very big, great position or put you in a very vulnerable position on losing money. And that's the last thing that we want over there, all right? So that's basically tip number 5. Now, tip number 6 is going to be a very important one. And I'm going to actually, the last 2 is going to be for more advanced people that are actually listening to us right now. With tip number 6, you don't want to just basically go after purchase pixel. You want to go after custom conversions. So if you're able to actually tag your product with a custom conversion and create a custom conversion based on your product, then what you can actually do is that you can then tell Facebook specifically to use the algorithm to find people that will most likely buy that one product that you are advertising or go after that one lead funnel that you are using. But on top of that, here's the beauty about Facebook, and that's why I love what I really love about Facebook. It's something called a lookalike audience. So if you're basically pouring everything, every single purchase into one purchase pixel, which is great when you start, but when you go after advanced, it's actually going to be bad only because you're going to confuse the Facebook pixel. Let's say that you're selling a water bottle, you're selling a calculator, right? People that are going to buy a calculator are going to be different than people that are going to be basically buying a water bottle. But if you basically clump all the data into one purchase pixel and not create a custom conversions for each of these products, then when you run what we call a lookalike audience, then your data is not going to be sufficient enough and smart enough for you to fully utilize the lookalike campaign. Because what you want to do is you want Facebook to basically go out and reach people that are most likely that are going to buy your water bottle and not the calculator, right? And you want to actually segment off using custom conversions, custom audiences. So when you run lookalike audiences, it will completely help you tailor your ad, tailor the system, tailor the algorithm to find people that will most likely buy the product that you ran the lookalike audience of. And for any of the advanced people here, I can tell you, once you're able to get lookalike audiences to work, this is where you can start embracing six figures right now. Majority of our brand ambassadors, they basically started the way that you guys are all started, which is finding a single product, going after the targeting inside Facebook. But where it really hits them and helped them hit six figures is really running lookalike audiences, because at that point, you're basically having a safety net advertising on Facebook. Not only are you going after targeting, but once you have the lookalike audiences, it will also give you the ability to basically let Facebook know, okay, I'm looking for people that are interested in A, and also most likely will buy this product and find the similarities of these people. So lookalike audiences is definitely something very, very important. But again, the source is going to be far more important than running the lookalike audiences alone. All right, so that's tip number 6. Now to the last tip, which is tip number 7. Okay, and this works in general, which is let data tell you the story. A lot of people have a mindset of thinking, I think this is going to work, this is going to be amazing, and I don't think this is going to fail. But when they start advertising and they're not getting a sale, they're not getting a lead, they get defeated. And they're like, okay, I need to basically start optimizing my campaign to make it work. Well, guess what? When data already told you that they are not going to work, or this funnel is not going to work, or this product is not going to work, well, you know what? Embrace that data, because data never lies. And once you basically embrace that data, well, guess what you do? Don't fight it, right? A lot of people, what I see is that they keep fighting the data. They keep basically saying this product will sell, this funnel is going to work, and you keep beating the horse with a stick with that funnel with different targeting, different ad, but at the end of the day, it just may be that overall it's just not working. And when you let data tell you the story, like having data sing to you and telling you, hey, this is working, or hey, this is not working, listen to it, okay? Listen to it. And the 4th data that you always wanted to look at when you're optimizing your Facebook campaign is A, your CPA number. Number 2 is going to be your cost per click link. Okay, not all, but link. Number 3 is your click-through rate link. And last but not least, your CPM, what you pay per 1,000 views. And you want to get that number to as low as possible. So these are the 7 highly effective tips, and these are the exact methods that we use for every single campaign that we run on Facebook, to making sure that we actually invest wisely, and most importantly, to make sure that we have a good ROI from what we are doing. So with that, put a 1 in the question box if this really amazed you, like this wowed you, this 7 highly effective tips that we have been using. Obviously, I did not cover every single one of them. There's a lot more other strategies out there that we use too. But if I were to really narrow down the 7, these are the 7 that is really, really, really important. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water first. All right. So with that, again, like I said earlier, so Michael asks, wow, demo lookalike and custom audience, please. So here's what we're going to be doing. Like I promised you guys, this month is going to be all about Facebook. Okay. So what I'm going to do this week, okay, you guys will love this. This week, I'm going to basically release a new video training on my YouTube channel. And when you see this video training, what it's about, I'm actually going to randomly find a product, and I'll show you specifically step by step on how to set up an ad on Facebook. And I'll even explain all the thought process behind why I click on certain piece of the element, so you fully understand the algorithm, the system, and the why behind what I do for my Facebook ad. And that's what I'm actually going to be doing this week. I'm going to be recording that video so you guys can actually benefit from it. And again, All these stuff are basically free trainings for you all. Again, this year I'm dedicated to help as many people as I can with my training, with my video tutorials. And this week on Friday, okay, it's always going to be a Friday when I'm going to be releasing a video training, so you guys can watch it over the weekend on my YouTube channel. So that's what we're doing. Excuse me, that's what we're doing this week. I'm going to show you a step-by-step setup and explain the entire process on setting up your Facebook campaign and using my pyramid method. I actually have a name for it now. The pyramid method of how to set up your campaign correctly, so that way that you can have the right data in just a $5 day spend and really maximize it from there. So Michael asked, what was that Chrome Pixel tool name again? It's called the Facebook Pixel Helper. That's what it is called. All right. So how many of you guys are excited about this upcoming video training that I'm about to release this week? Put a, I don't know, instead of a 1, put a comment. I want to see what kind of comment you guys have. And apparently a lot of people have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I got David that said jacked up. Oh, I love that. Jacked up. Thomas said respect. Amazing. Ramiro said money, money. All right. A lot of people said looking forward to it. Epic. All right. I just love basically seeing the comments from you guys. And at the end of the day, basically, that's what we're going to be doing. This week, we're going to be releasing our second part video training series that is all about how to set up your Facebook ad the correct way and the step-by-step way. But out of curiosity, how many of you have actually watched my first Facebook video training on the 5 surefire ways to actually make a profit online with Facebook? Put a 1 in the question box right now if you actually watched it. Oh, we have a lot of people that actually put a 2 in the question box if you did not watch it. Wow, I have a lot of people that actually did not watch it. You know what, guys? Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel will have a lot of video training, and that's what I'm planning on doing, is to do a lot of video training in my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are on GoToWebinar right now, I'm actually going to drop the link, which is interesting. I think I emailed you guys several times about it. I just dropped the link inside the chat so you guys can actually click on it, subscribe to my channel. That's the fastest way to get my video training, because I'm going to be posting all my video training in my YouTube channel moving forward, all my free video training, so you guys can watch it at your own leisure. And just make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that's where you get. And I know that you guys get a lot of emails on a daily basis, and I actually don't email you guys that often. Again, the reason why is that I know that you guys are always going to be bombarded with other marketing emails. And for me, I try to lessen my emails to you guys and make it more effective. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't open my email. You should always open my email, because you'll always find valuable information in there. So with that, that really concludes our 7 highly effective advertising strategies on Facebook. All right. So I hope you guys took a lot of notes. And again, we will have a replay on our YouTube channel. So with that, again, we have basically half an hour left, and that's exactly the same time that I want to basically answer questions, because in our Ask Fred Lam show, obviously one of the sections is basically me being your mentor, answering your question, whatever stuff is actually sabotaging you, not just sabotaging you, but for anything that basically you guys are stuck on and all those other stuff. I'm more than happy to actually answer your questions right now. Janice said, your emails are the only one worth opening. I am so excited to hear that. Thank you very much. Michael said, I look at every email, so I appreciate not getting multiples. All right. Thanks for fewer emails. It's just interesting. I can see that you guys basically love it when there's fewer emails. All right. So I am going to start answering question right now. And one of the questions that I see, and I've been seeing this a lot, and I'll be honest with you about this. John actually sent this question. He said, hi, Fred. Any suggestions on how to get back to advertising with Facebook if they have banned you from advertising? So over the last several weeks, Facebook has basically took out a sledgehammer and start hammering a lot of Facebook accounts. So it's basically it's not really an annual thing. They do it on a regular basis, but for the last 3 weeks, it's actually been a much, much, much greater scale than anything else. So when it comes to Facebook banning you, yes, it is one of the most dreaded thing ever to actually get it unsuspended. So here's what you want to do when you actually get suspended. Number one, okay, contact them and ask them the reason on why you got suspended. Okay, they would have to actually give you a reason. In fact, they may have even emailed you the reason on why they have suspended. And there are basically three main categories when you get your account suspended. And with that, obviously based on the three categories, then you decide what you need to do to actually get your account back. But I can tell you it is a painful process, but I can show you basically how to get it. So under the three categories, one of the easiest one is basically payment method problem. So payment method problem is that because Facebook doesn't feel comfortable on charging your credit card. So obviously what you want to do with that is that you submit your credit card, you submit your passport or a driver license to Facebook and make an appeal and say, hey, I'm a real person. You can actually get money from me. So that's the easiest part, okay? You want to appeal that by submitting all your personal information to them, giving them assurance that you are not basically using a fraud credit card. Now, the second one is basically one that everyone sees a lot, which is you violating what they call the Facebook's advertising policy. So one of the most important things that you need to understand is that Facebook don't like unrealistic and misleading claims. They also don't like you when you advertise banned substance or substance that they don't allow on Facebook at the same time. So if you are basically advertising a claim, now what is a claim? Let's say that there's just a random supplement bottle, and let's say that this is a magical bottle that can help you lose 10 pounds in the next 5 days. Well, there's already two claims in there. First, you already said that there is going to be, you can lose 10 pounds. And second, you basically also say the fact that you can lose it in a couple days. So those are what we call hard claims. You want to go after suggestive claims. And if you have anything inside your website that have hard claims, you want to change to what we call suggestive claims. So instead of saying this will help you lose 10 pounds in a few days, you want to say that this magical pill consists XYZ ingredient that is proven that to help and may help you lose several pounds over the next several weeks, right? So by saying that, you're still implying the same thing. Yes, in the terms of copy, it's much weaker, but weaker is better than not being advertising on Facebook. So you want to actually look at that. Now, the other thing is that if you're selling a tangible product, and if you are basically selling a product that is basically banned by Facebook, guess what? Just delete that product off your page. And then at that point, you then want to basically appeal it to Facebook. And when you appeal it to Facebook, you want to basically document and say exactly what you have changed, what you have edited. So basically, you let them know that you acknowledged that you made a mistake and you are basically there to basically make all the changes necessary, and you've already made an attempt to do so to show them your willingness to change, and then it will basically have a higher chance to bypass and get your account unsuspended. Now, the last one is very, very hard for you to get unsuspended. Like, I'll flat out say to you, I haven't seen really a person that can really get their account unsuspended because of this situation, which is feedback. So this is a hidden data inside Facebook. Every single ad inside your Facebook account actually have a feedback score, a relevant score, what we call feedback score is the negative feedback and a positive feedback, and also a relevant score. If you consistently have a low relevant score, and what we call low relevant score is anything under 5, and you consistently have high negative feedback and low positive feedback, and you have a lot of ads that are in that realm, what will happen is that Facebook will just ban your account, because at the end of the day, Facebook is user driven. They don't want to actually piss off their customer by running ads to them. And if your ad is getting very low positive feedback and a very high negative feedback with a low relevant score, delete that ad right away. And if your account got suspended because of this feedback system, I would have to say, unfortunately, there's nothing else you can do. What I would suggest you to do is maybe get your partner's account, like your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your husband's account, or get a friend's account and get a business manager account. That's what I would do. And this may not be something that you're basically looking for as an answer, but at the end of the day, you want to drill down and see what the categories are, make adjustments based on there. Okay. Inenta asks how to find a VA that knows more than me and can help me. So one place that I would actually ask you to do is go to www.onlinejobs.ph. Philippines is one of the best virtual assistant country when it comes to virtual assistant, and they're very loyal. Some of them have really great experience already, so it depends on what you pay as well. So you can actually go ahead and use online job PH to look for them. All right. Lewis said, hello, I tried to set a Power Editor, but I can't create this one. I thought if I added a fan page, which I thought I can add Power Editor with Manage Ad, what must I do? So Lewis, I don't suggest you to use the Power Editor yet if you're starting new, only because the Power Editor is much more complicated than the Ads Create tool. And if your fan page is not basically in your business manager, that means that you can't find it in your Power Editor. And the reason why it may be that is because in your business manager account, you may just not have assigned that page to your own account. That's what it is. So you want to look into that. Juan asks, what would be the numbers you must have for you to start doubling a Facebook ads every 48 hours? So again, it depends on what your objective is and what your data is going to be. And I look at the 4-level optimizations when it comes to advertising on Facebook, which is one, CPA, what my cost per acquisition is, and am I making money, am I losing money, yada, 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 am I breaking even? Then I look at the cost per click link, I look at the CTR link, and I look at the CPM. So these are the 4 items that I look before I decide if I want to double my ad spend or not, all right? Next is Dimitri. All right, so Dimitri asks, what are your thoughts on duplicating lookalike audiences? This was suggested to me, and I started doing it, and I'm doing pretty well. I only increased budget by 10%. What weird is sometimes I get the same amount of conversion on a $7 to $8 budget that I only save like $20. But I have many duplicated assets running that I still come on top. But I don't understand why a low budget asset does as good as a higher budget asset. So at the end of the day, when it comes to a higher budget asset, Dimitri, is that Facebook needs to learn more about what is happening. When you advertise a low budget, Facebook doesn't really have sufficient data to sustain that large budget. And running a lookalike audience is massive. But going back, let's talk about the lookalike audience first. My thoughts about duplicating a lookalike audience. I would never do it. Only because of the fact that I do not want to do an audience overlap. So what Facebook really does is that they would actually look through your account to see if there's audience overlap with your asset. So if you duplicate your lookalike audiences, chances are is that you are competing against yourself and you drive up the CPM, and that's not what you wanted. So you want to just focus at just one set of lookalike audiences and don't duplicate it. Now, again, I understand where you say that you start with a low budget, and when you start to go at a high budget, your profit starts to really, really narrow off. So with that, what you want to do is when you increase the budget, you want to actually let it run for like 48 hours or even 72 hours to really determine if you increasing the budget really can sustain the data. Because again, like I said, there's always a sweet spot when you are increasing your budget. So at $5 campaign, you're reaching a different segment of people than you're running against a $20 per day campaign budget. So how is it going to be different? I don't know. It's just Facebook algorithm thing. But you want to really look for your sweet spot. But when you go from $5 to $20, or let's say go to $20 to $100, you're going to run the ad for a couple more days to really let the data level it off and then determine what you wanted to do from there, or to basically revert back into a lower budget, and that lower budget may be your sweet spot. So you actually want to look into that. All right, so John asked, should I advertise to customers that the products are coming from China? Is that going to sabotage my business because customers wait for a long time for their package? At the end of the day, customers don't care where the package is coming from. Again, in your product page, make sure you say that you have a note that say, please expect delivery. Please expect delivery in 2 to 4 weeks. That's all you need to say to be upfront with them. Okay. Butch asked, products uploaded from Zero Up need to be fulfilled by the Shopify owner, correct? So no, Zero Up will do it automatically for you. If you have an error, just use the Chrome. Okay. Mario asked, what is the best researching method for a new product? So the best Researching method is number 1, Amazon bestseller. Number 2, watch count. Number 3, use YouTube and use Facebook to look for product review videos and look at the number of views on that video. If it crossed over 1 million, that means that people are very interested in that product. So these are the 3 that I would suggest you to use. Okay. Omar asks, what kind of products do you find to be selling the best using Facebook ads? I'll be honest with you, anything sells with Facebook ad. You just have to align the targeting with the right product and to have the right sale price, and that's it. These are the 3 factors, okay? John asks, hi Fred, I have been thinking about this. If AliExpress can be accessed by anyone, why would people buy from stores? They can get it at the same low price I can get, right? Please enlighten me on this. So again, I covered this question a lot. A lot of people ask, well, what if people actually just go to AliExpress and buy a product? Well, let me answer you this question. Not every single human being even have an Amazon account. And Amazon is even bigger than AliExpress. So my question to you, to leave that thought back to you, is why would people still go to Walmart and buy a product when they can buy it on Amazon, which is cheaper? Same analogy. All right. Let me keep going through the question. All right. CP asks, hi Fred, the Facebook advertising account only can get 2 pixels. How can I get more than 2 accounts so I can get more pixels for different websites? So CP, the way that you get more Facebook ad account is very simple. First, get a business manager account, which it seems like you do have it already. Once you got your business manager account, and you basically get 2 ad accounts right away. In that 2 ad accounts, you want to make sure that you have active ads running. Okay, you have to have active ads in both of that account, and both of those accounts have to have approved ads. When you have that, contact their support team on Facebook and ask for more accounts, and that will instantly get you more accounts. Sometimes you might get a really great person from Facebook that will give you like 1,000 account right away. But the first threshold is, or the first criteria is, to make sure that you have 2 ad accounts running with ads that are active before you can actually get more. All right. So I think it's Juhan. Juhan asks, where do you find the Facebook banned products? So again, just Google Facebook advertising policy and you'll have a list of products that they approve and they don't approve. Okay. So Tim asks, my Shopify payment account has been put on hold. Support can't tell me why so far. Do you know why they would do this? So there are various reasons to why the Shopify will put your account on hold. Number 1, you're getting a lot of refunds. Number 2, so they want to actually work with you on it, or you're getting a lot of chargeback and they want to make sure they work out a deal with you. Number 2 is that your company or your banking information or your tax information doesn't align with what Shopify is seeing in the system that they have with the government. So that may be the reason why. So you would just want to reply to their support team or ask for their help to talk to someone that's looking into it. Okay. So Dimitri, don't worry. I keep answering questions. You don't have to keep copying and pasting your questions on here. Okay. Courtney asks, where can you find the relevant score? So inside your Facebook accounts, you can actually customize your column. And when you customize your column, you'll see a section that says relevant score. Relevant score will only be shown under the ad level. Okay. So you basically want to go click on the campaign, click on the asset. And when you're on the ad level, customize your column and add in relevance score and you'll see it. Okay. John gave a comment and say, thank you so much for your detailed answer. You are welcome. All right. So Hervin said, Hervans, I pronounced your name incorrectly, my apology. Hi Fred, I know you cannot make any guarantee for anyone's success with Zero Up, but I believe in what you teach and I want to take a leap. Any advice? Take the leap. We have a lot of people right now in Zero Up that have zero knowledge and they are already starting to make sales online. I actually got a screenshot from one of our members that went from zero and now she actually generated over 4,000 euros this month and is still part of this month right now. And she's very, very profitable right now. So take a leap of faith. Trust me, you're going to get a lot of help in there. I have someone that has a name that says waiting for a name. and say, what was that site online? Oh, that job is onlinejobs.ph. Onlinejobs.ph. That's what it is. Tess asks, is there a replay available? So all the replay is going to be available right on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe to it and you'll see it right away. So speaking of YouTube, obviously I cannot ignore the people on YouTube. So I'm actually going to go into my YouTube channel right now. And I know that there's a question box inside YouTube, and I want to make sure that I answer the questions on there as well. So, all right. All right. So Mike M asked, my wife just started affiliate marketing, and I wanted to do drop shipping. Which is better, and which one makes a quicker return? So both of them can make a pretty quick return, but here's what I would suggest you do. Talk to your wife and really finalize if you guys want to, well, ask yourself this question. Do you want to constantly write emails and write stuff, write articles, write products, write your ebooks, etc.? If you don't like writing, then I would say to basically do an e-commerce business. And but the advice that I would give you is to focus. Like, focus is very, very important. You want to make sure that you focus at one business model at a time, and don't go ahead and go crazy and start basically going after a different business model. Like, that's not good. That's going to spread yourself thin. Next question is by DD Cooper. He asks, is it wise to charge for shipping while most of the marketers are doing free shipping? So let me tell you for a fact, I do charge shipping for a lot of my products. It doesn't mean that people are doing free shipping. That's the ultimate outcome and goal. Like, you want to determine what works and what doesn't work for yourself. So I charge shipping for some of my products. So at the end of the day, it is wise. And having shipping, you're basically getting more gross profit because you're charging money on top. So that's how you want to look at it. Jason asked, Fred, can you teach us exactly how to analyze the data from our ads? So looks like that is going to be released in our part 3 and last video training on Facebook. Our next one is going to be talking about how to basically create ads, and then I will talk about optimizing afterward. Okay. Andrea asked, if I leave in Venezuela, do I have to create a new Facebook account? How I get the public from EEUU if I'm not sure what EEUU means. If I am in Venezuela, or does it matter if I don't have followers? It doesn't matter. You don't need to get a new Facebook account. It's absolutely going to be fine. Facebook is more smart than that. All right. Jacob Wilson says, starting from 0 to millions, very exhilarating. Cool. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me. Jason also asked, because like me, new in this industry, I don't understand other terminology you use. Don't worry. At the end of the day, if you actually have my Zero Up Light training, I actually talk about it, so you want to actually take a look at that. Clown Fiesta asks, can you show us an example of how you target clients for a marketing agency? So this month, we're all talking about Facebook and more of like e-commerce and all this other stuff. We can talk about agency stuff in the near future. I will definitely put that note in. They Call Me Becca said, how many collection of products should I sell? So when it comes to products, start with 25 and start adding it from there. Okay. So now I'm going to get off of YouTube and go back into GoToWebinar to answer more questions. All right. Next question. And before I go into that, let me take a sip of water. I've been talking a lot. All right. Next question is by Carol. Carol asks, can I use a fan page with no website to give away a vacation and get emails? The answer to you is no. You have to create a website. Like, that's the number one core when it comes to advertising online. All right. Michael asks, I set up a conversion ad to Cart Pixel, but it was not firing in Facebook. Will that tool tell me the pixel is working? Yes. That tool will tell you what the errors are with the Facebook pixel helper on Chrome. It will tell you, okay, what the errors are and why it's not firing. Lynn Rest asks, CTA button on your fan page. When I put the URL in for my website, it seems to come up with business URL. I have sent info Facebooks, but still hasn't changed any suggestions. I don't get what you mean by that. When you put in http://www.yourwebsiteurl.com and say that you want people to go to your website, that's going to do the job. All right. Courtney asks, hi, Fred, beginner question for you. Do you run one ad at a time at first? The answer is no. There's a pyramid that I run right now, and I'm going to share about that in this upcoming video training, so please watch out for it, and that will really tell me more data like much quicker. All right. Then you said I ran my first ad $5, 24 hours, no sale. Then I ran a different tripwire ad for the next 24 hours for $5. Should I run the first ad again or keep trying a different ad until I get the right numbers, or do I run a few in parallel? So you run a few in parallel. That's what you want to do. Run a few in parallel and basically look at the 4-level optimization that I have inside Zero Up White and basically go from there. Okay. Juhan asks, when you start doubling the ad, you keep using the same ad with the same product and the same promotion. Yes. You do not want to duplicate it. I have no clue. I've been actually seeing this question a lot. Should I be duplicating my ad and increasing my budget with the new ad? You should not. You should basically do it based on that specific ad set, or that ad set or that campaign, because Facebook already getting data for you. And if you duplicate it and create a brand new one, then you're re-entering the algorithm again with like fresh data, like no data at all. That's not what you want to do. I have no clue who's teaching this. I'm so interested on who it is. But at the end of the day, like, that's not what you want to do. Oh, EEUU stands for United States. It's an acronym for United States in Spanish. Oh, that's interesting. See, I'm not someone in the US, so I would definitely not know. Anyways, going to the next question is Anna. Anna asks, in Upwork, does the tool send an email to the customer with the tracking number? Upwork is a freelancing company. Are you talking about Zero Up? If you're asking about Zero Up, then yes, it does. Susan asks, someone in the Facebook group offer a free version alternative to FOMO. Any thought on that? Thank you, Fred. I'll be honest, I haven't checked that app out yet, but I've been hearing very, very good feedbacks on it. So I may even actually use that one as well. So I would actually have to take a look at it. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to. Butch asks, sorry, Fred, what did you say about the Air? So I was saying, if you have the Air, use the Chrome extension inside Zero Up. Okay. David asks, hi, Fred, do you use Instagram to market your e-commerce store? So I'll be honest with you, not really. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even used influencers yet. I'm planning on playing around with it because obviously I've been learning it from Dan as well. I haven't been doing it myself. I'll be very upfront and honest with you. So I will be playing around with it, and I'll tell you guys what my results are once I really got some results from it. All right. I have a guy that has a name that says waiting name. I'm not sure why they ask her name's waiting name. He or she asked, do all your store site uses Shopify or some use WordPress? All my e-commerce stores are on Shopify. Flat out simple. All my e-commerce stores are on Shopify. For my other stuff, like running my digital publishing divisions or softwares and everything, I run it on WordPress. Okay. Martin asks, how to find interest for general product? I'll be honest with you, it's tough. Really tough for general product. I don't suggest you go after general products yet, unless if that product is like, wow, and you can demo that product. If you can demo a product, then obviously, yes, it can be done. So here's the suggestion I have. Hold on one second. So for myself, I buy random things on AliExpress just for the fun of it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen this credit card knife before, right? So basically this credit card knife, it's a general product. But if you're able to take a general product and demonstrate basically this going into your wallet, how easy it is, and then showing basically how you can actually turn this right away into a knife and show basically how this knife can cut anything, chances are you can sell it. And sell it much easier and at a bigger mass scale. But if you don't have a video demo, it's very, very hard to actually sell a general product. And like I said again, you need to actually have a product that basically, if you sell a general product, sorry, you need to actually have a video that demonstrates the product, and that general product needs to be demonstratable. And that really, really gives the ability to actually sell general products. All right. Tim asks, I read on Shopify forum you have to have a US address to sell to the US if you're in Canada, which I am. Is that true? That is false. You can sell around the world regardless of where you are at, where you're located, what your residency is. So I'm not sure who told you in that Shopify forum. That guy obviously gave you very, very false and incorrect data. Abdu asks, is it wise to charge for shipping? Okay, so I answered that question on Facebook already. Isidore asks, are you recording this section? This section is actually recorded on YouTube right now, so you can actually see it right afterwards, right away. Joshua asks, Joshua Rogredos, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hey Fred, how do I change the amount of shipping days on my site? It says 1 day shipping on premium and buying from AliExpress. I can't do that. Great question. I don't think people actually see that. But I would suggest you talk to Shopify. Shopify will actually guide you better on that end of things. Okay. I'm now going to go back into YouTube to see if there's any more question onto YouTube. I'm trying to do like both sides to make it fair, because we obviously have a lot of people on YouTube as well. So, any more question onto YouTube? I'm trying to do like both sides to. All right. So on YouTube, let's see. Well, I have a lot of questions on YouTube. All right. So Jacob Wilson asks, which is an attractive business model to start with? It's really hard to say which one is attractive. Like again, like I was answering Jason's question earlier, I think. No, wait, not Jason's question. I was answering Mike's question earlier. So it really depends on what you're passionate about. If you like selling like tangible products without really writing a lot, then e-commerce might be the right way. If you like writing and you are very passionate about a particular subject that has that art market to it, you can actually go after affiliate marketing. See, affiliate marketing and also e-commerce is really the most easiest to start with to really create your business. All right. That's what it is. So Dean Vela asked, what was the 3 sites to do product research? Amazon, YouTube. So it's watchcount.com, Amazon bestsellers, and YouTube/Facebook videos. And I look for product demonstration and specifically product that has video views of over 1 million. All right, that's what I do. They call me Becca. Asked, should I pay for the stuff from my cart directly to AliExpress because it doesn't have PayPal, so I don't need a PayPal account actually. So yes, you basically pay with your credit card, but you still need a PayPal account because you want to collect PayPal. And I can tell you right now, but like even for majority of my stores, over 55% of my sales are actually coming from PayPal orders. People just love buying PayPal. Caleb asks, when will your Facebook ad training start? It is going to start, well, I'm going to have it recorded for you, and you guys can actually watch it this Friday. My apology. Brain fart for a little bit. Next question is, let's see. Sorry, so I'll be honest with you guys. They call me Becca. You asked me a question, and I'll be very, 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 very honest with you. I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean, and I'm just being upfront and honest. So, Becca asked me, I can't add you on Facebook. I would like to add you because I always got a question to ask. So I'll be very honest with you guys. I have like hundreds and hundreds of messages in my Facebook account. Now, I choose to ignore them only because of several reasons. Number one, I obviously need a personal life, and I try to restrict like my Facebook account to be looking at my friends' stuff, what is happening, and looking at advertising and all this other stuff. So to me, it's very hard for me to answer every single person. And in fact, one of the things that I'll be very upfront and honest with you guys is that if I were to answer one person and I don't answer another person, they found out, it just makes it awkward and it makes people feel like I am doing favoritism, which I don't want to do. So at the end of the day, what you guys want to do, if you have any questions, join our Starting From Zero Facebook community. Ask there, okay? If I'm not there answering questions, we have our brand ambassadors there. Not only that, we have other like-minded members that will also help you out. And at the end of the day, again, I'm not trying to ignore any of you guys, but let's face it, right? I still need my personal life. And I think that that's where my fine lineups are, that I actually want to do things on Facebook that are going to be not really business or like being bombarded with a lot of questions. And again, I'm not being rude at all. I'm just being really upfront and honest. And yes, Nick, I got an itchy eye for just a minute earlier, but sorry. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I'm not being rude or anything. I'm just being honest and upfront about it. And yeah, like Derek said, I'm drawing boundaries only because I don't want to have favoritism. But at the end of the day, what I do though is that I prioritize a lot of my messages and my time to basically our Zero Up Lab members. And I'll be honest with you, right? Because those are basically people that are a member of our paid community. And when they paid on something, that's when I spend a lot more time on that. And again, I'm just being really, really fair and upfront with you. And I know that majority of you guys are not inside Zero Up Lab. And anyways, and at the end of the day, I just basically I only have 24 hours a day. Like I got a lot of other stuff to do. But anyways, I hope that you guys can appreciate it and okay with that. So that's like I can show you. Like I have several hundred messages. Like it's insane. My personal, I have over 160 messages pending. And my Facebook page is even worse. I have like 300 messages pending in there, which is crazy. And they're really asking a lot of other questions. But anyways, at the end of the day, that's all I really have for today. We have reached the top of the hour, but I'm really interested to find out how many of you guys enjoyed this section today on learning the 7 highly effective marketing strategies with Facebook ads. Just put in the comment box on both Facebook or not Facebook, sorry, on GoToWebinar and on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, I can actually see it. I love it. You guys are all saying you loved your content. That was a valuable time invested. Amazing. Mike M knows the drill. He gave me a 1 on YouTube. Alrighty. So again, the replay is going to be available within like 30 minutes right on my YouTube channel. And I will be recording a full video training on step-by-step on setting up your Facebook ads over my shoulder this Friday. So make sure, okay? Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, pay attention to my emails, okay? Always add Fred at startingfromzero.com as a contact, making me as a friend, okay? Add it as a contact in your Gmail, in your Outlook account, in your email, so that when I actually email you something, you guys will always actually see it and get it. And again, I don't always send a lot of emails out. I don't actually send emails out every day. I try to max send like 3 emails out, and that's all I really do because I know that your guys' time is valuable, and I don't want to be basically you guys seeing me as a spammer, and that's the last thing that I want. So with that, again, I hope that you guys really enjoyed the section today, and watch out for my emails to come on about the release of my new video training about step-by-step setup on Facebook ads. Other than that, that's all I really have for you guys. So I really wish you guys have a wonderful week ahead, and make sure you are here again. Same time, same link, same location, wherever you are. If you're traveling, you can still come on, and we are having our next show next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, have a wonderful day. I enjoyed the section. I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Bye now.